Fortnite has many loved and hated seasons. I will be going over a bunch of those today, loved and hated. Our first season on this list is hated, and it is Chapter 2, Season 6, Primal. One problem is that the Primal weapons were hated. You kind of have, in early game, you were stuck with the makeshift weapons, and you had to kind of craft those into better weapons, like the pump and the Primal weapons. The other thing is that the Primal shotgun was very overpowered at the start of the season, and it was super annoying because it was really spammy and things like that. Also, all the POIs were very bad, and they kind of replaced all the Primal POIs with all the good POIs and loved POIs in Fortnite, and replaced it with a sort of a primal tribal feeling, and it really didn't hit players as much. Another thing is there were too many animals like boars, wolves, chickens, and raptors that could interrupt your fight at literally any moment and give away some stealth attacks, which was pretty annoying if you were trying to stay stealth and low-key. Also, this season really wasn't overall good for competitive, with all the things that were kind of going on, that you had to craft your weapons and stuff. It was very hard for competitive players like Clicks and things like that. So it made it a lot harder to play competitive that season. But definitely there was still an FNCS, and they didn't remove competitive like one of the other hated seasons on this list. But next, we have to go on to the out of negative side of this list, and our next season on this list is Chapter 3, Season 1. This is a very loved season. There was a lot going on. It had really good collabs, really good items. It was so new for the community, and everybody loved it. Spider-Man was even added in the game, which is a classic Marvel superhero, which everybody loves, and we also got the sliding mechanic in this season, and that was a big deal back then. Also, we had web swingers and camping tents added, because obviously the web swingers were really cool for the Spider-Man collab. But yeah, this season had so many good weapons too. Like the tent was used for a bunch of glitches, but the items were super good. The MK7 was a very loved AR. It still is today. The Striker Pump is a very good pump shotgun, and the Stinger SMG is in reload right now, and it is still a very loved weapon on this list, because a lot of people love weapons like that if you're a spray bot. But yeah, there is this season was just great overall. I don't really know any bad things to say about the season. This season had a really great battle pass, such as Spider-Man and a lot of other skins. I mean, everybody loved to see Spider-Man in the game, and the web shooters were also super loved. Those web shooters go down as one of the most loved items in Fortnite history. They weren't in the game for the first, week or so, I believe, but once they were added, they made memories, because so many people used those, even when they brought them back in Chapter 4, Season 2 with Miles Morales. It was just a great time overall with the web shooters. I don't know anyone who complained about the web shooters or anything. This season was also nice because it had a fresh start, and it felt really smooth on the next gen consoles. I mean, it was great. The smoothness was amazing. Sliding being added was even better too, because obviously most people didn't know how to slide back then, so people were freaking out when it was first added. But yeah, this is just a great season in my opinion. Great time to say like and subscribe, and hashtag Epic Partner. Use code IBaconPlays in the item shop for more daily awesome Fortnite content here on the channel. It would really help support me if you went to the item shop, went to support a creator, and typed in my channel name in that and hit accept. But next is a hated season. This is Chapter 5, Season 3 Wrecked. I'm pretty sure almost everybody watching this video has played this. If you're newer to the game, you have not though. So this was a season based on Megalodon and this villain who was coming on this boat and stuff. That was kind of like the shark, but it was supposed to be a desert car themed, crazy season. But yeah, this season ended up being very hated. The cars were super OP, and you guys will see that in some of the upcoming clips. They did end up adding counters and nerfs for it later in the season, which made it a lot more fun and playable. But yeah, this season there were so many cars and mayhem going on. There were a lot of car attachments you can put on. There was a grenade launcher, let me think, a machine gun turret, some tires, but mainly the grenade launcher. The machine gun turret was really OP. It was absolutely insane how easy it was to just kill you like that. Also, the boss cars, which you got for defeating the boss, you would get the mythic medallion, and the boss car would open, and you would get that. But yeah, the boss cars were super broken, and nobody liked those because they could almost hit you 180 at full speed with nitro charging at you, and you really couldn't do anything. Another thing was nitro. It was yeah, it was like a thing in the season. It's called Nitro. It's kind of like a splash. You could say. I'm pretty sure most of you guys remember Nitro. But yeah, you could use it before they nerfed it. You could literally full on break through metal walls and one pump people. It was super OP. But yeah, the grenade launcher was also super OP. It hit like 70 damage before they nerfed it and before they added counters. Once they added counters, there was like the boogie bomb, the EMP. They ended up adding the EMP later in the season though, before the boogie bomb, and the tow hook cannon, which lets you pretty much hop on the back of the car and things like that, but that really didn't help. The nitro would also speed up your car and things like that. There was just a lot going on that season. The weapons were, in my opinion, the weapons were really good that season, so I don't really have an issue with that. Sometimes the cars felt really fun and energetic to drive, but at other times they could be very annoying when you're going against them. But yeah, that was when I actually started, this season was when I started making videos on this channel, so remember, like and subscribe, because yeah, this season was a good time for me, but definitely it is a hated season at sometimes. I had a lot of memories in the season. I hit a lot of trick shots and things like that. And yeah, but like the Nitro Fist, another thing, that was super OP. They could just fly through the wall and kill you with literally no problem. There was really nothing you could do against that. And all the new POIs were pretty decent. The sand biome definitely was interesting. The season, but now it is time for one of the most loved seasons in literally everything. Chapter 2, Season 4, Nexus War. Yeah, that rhymed. You already know. This season was a Marvel season based on superheroes. We had like Iron Man, She-Hulk, Wolverine, a bunch of those characters, and it was a very good season. We even had Thor. There was just a lot going on. There were really good POIs this season, such as Stark Industries, Doom's Domain, and some others. But yeah, this season was overall really good. All the Iron Man like powers and stuff were crazy. The Unibeam, the Repulsors, and the Wolverine claws. Fortnite had not seen anything like this before. This was like game changing to most players. This is a great season overall. I don't really know anyone who did not like this season. The loot pool was really good, and they were adding updates throughout the season almost constantly, and that made it really good. Another thing about this battle pass is that it actually has Mystique, which is one of the most sought after skins in Fortnite history. You can literally transform into anything that you kill. It's really good skin, really good skin. I do not have that skin personally, but it's a great skin. The weapons were very good. There was the pump, and including the Stark rifle, which you guys probably thought I wasn't going to talk about, but yeah, there was the Stark rifle, which is a great item overall, and it beamed, it fried. They did end up bringing it back in Chapter 2, Season 4, but it wasn't the same. And then, yeah, the POIs, as I said, were really good. This was just a great season overall. I mean, also, another thing is a lot of memories were made in the season. Like, when I think, like, if you're, like, an OG Chapter 2 player, a lot of people love this season. So, like, yeah, this is a great season overall. I hope you guys are liking this video, by the way. But yeah, the loot pool, as I said, was great. The battle pass was amazing, and this really started Marvel crossovers. But Chapter 5 Season 4 was not the same as this season, and the season had a lot of good updates that brought the game together, I felt like. And they weren't bad updates either. It was good updates with a lot of new mythics almost every week. And we cannot forget the live event at the end of the season with Galactus, which was awesome. You know, it was really lived up to that point. The entire season had led to that storyline, and then it was finally time for the Galactus boss battle, which we pretty much fought him. He ate like 4 battle buses and died. Yeah, and he's supposed to be like the destroyer of worlds, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, this season is definitely a loved season. I don't really know anybody who thinks the season's bad. This is just a great season overall. And yeah, also Iron Man, the OG Iron Man was the season as the Tony Stark. They even had his own like Lamborghini, as you can see here on the screen, which was very cool. And it was pretty fast too. And also I liked how the live event was like teased up with some things, and then it was cool how they had boogie bombs in the game and traps still. And then, you know, it was pretty normal. But next, let's go on to a second love season. Fortnite OG was released at the end of 2023 in November, and kind of started like OG Remix, you know, started all those up. This is great for OG players. I mean, so many people enjoyed the season. It brought back a lot of nostalgia. It started in Season 5 and went up to Season X. I have like one complaint about the season. It's that they didn't add all the POIs back for like Season X, like Mega Mall, Season 9, like, you know, all of that. And they didn't add like Sunny Steps and things like that. That was like my only complaints. But the weapons in the loot pool was very good. The pump was back after so long, but technically, because the sharpshooter shotgun, not the sharpshooter, the sharptooth pump was technically not the OG pump, but it was similar. But yeah, this was absolutely amazing. Great season. It had so much nostalgia. I remember logging on to this and being like, I didn't play Fortnite. This is before I made Fortnite videos, but yeah, I remember logging on to this and I was like, wow, this is a great season. Like, this was so fun. They even added Eminem. They had no concert this season. Is it just me, or does the end events for each like season, like OG event, always end with a concert? But yeah, this season brought back a lot of players. Like I remember Lupo and Ninja came back. Nick A30 was making memes like, it's called Fortnite, it's free. But yeah, there was a lot going on. Great season. Pleasant Park was back, Retail Row, all these OG drops. I remember this season was so good. It was kind of just a chill season for around a month. By the way, this season was only a month long if you did not play it. It was a bit of nostalgia right before Chapter 5. Yeah, this season also had a shorter battle pass. It was only 50 levels, kind of like all the other mini seasons and the OG pass currently. But yeah, it was a really good battle pass. I felt like it mixed like Black Knight or something. No, not Black Knight. It made a Spectre Knight skin. We got Omega and Ragnarok. The Peely little whip skin, I forget what it's called. It was a great skin overall. This is just an amazing season in my eyes. I really didn't have any complaints about the season. The water was turned back to normal, and there was a lot.